Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Mark. Welcome to our channel and the first episode in a series about our 2020 Antarctic expedition.
Now, this trip was not only a bucket list trip for us, but a major milestone in that we were able to step foot on our 7th and final continent.
In this first episode, we start with our pre-expedition tour in Argentina and Uruguay. You'll also find links to the other episodes in the series in the description below.
But before we get started, just a quick reminder that if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click on that like button. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe as it helps support our channel. And finally, we also welcome any comments, so just use that comment section below.
So with that said, here's episode 1 of our 2020 Antarctic expedition, starting with our pre-expedition in Argentina and Uruguay.
Hey everyone, so today is Monday, January 20th, and we are going to be starting our 2020 vacation to Antarctica. Right now we are in Ontario Airport, where we are going to be flying from Ontario to Atlanta and then boarding our Atlanta flight to Buenos Aires. Our flight here leaves on Ontario at 11 o'clock, and then we will be flying out of Atlanta at around sometime this evening, and we'll be arriving in Buenos Aires sometime around 9:30 a.m. local time in Buenos Aires. So this is the first leg of our vacation, and stay tuned for more as we continue our journeys through to Antarctica. Bye! Our flight to Buenos Aires, Argentina, started with our flight from Ontario, California to Atlanta, Georgia, then from Atlanta to Buenos Aires. Good morning everyone, this is Mark. So this is our first full day here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Sorry I didn't post anything yesterday. I was so exhausted. Mark and I didn't really get any sleep on the plane yesterday. Plus because we got here at the hotel at 11 and our room wasn't available until 3. We had to kind of walk around the city, hang out here at the hotel until our room was available. So we were exhausted. Imagine we've been awake since 7 o'clock Monday morning. We got here in Buenos Aires at 11 Tuesday morning, but we couldn't get into our room until 3 in the afternoon, so way over 24 hours since we had any sleep, and so we were exhausted, and I didn't really have any energy to do any kind of videotaping, so this will be my first full video update to you guys. Anyway, so today is going to be our first full day again in Buenos Aires. We're going to take a city tour, which is going to probably be here in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to make this quick. I'm gonna just give you a little tidbit about Buenos Aires, a little bit of little information about Buenos Aires, and then I'll come back and show you some highlights from our tour that we do today. So anyway, Buenos Aires, which is the city, capital city of Argentina, is located southeast of the southeast coast of South America. It is located on the Rio de la Plata, which is about 150 miles inland of the Atlantic Ocean. Buenos Aires is this city, the greater Buenos Aires area, covers about 1,500 square miles with a population of about 13.5 million people, and that's based on a 2011 census. The city center itself is about 78 square miles and the population of about 2.9 million. And again, that's based on a 2011 census. The average temperature here, just as you know, just so you may know that we're currently south of the equator, so here in Buenos Aires it is summer, and their summer is from December to March. So the average temperature in summer is in the 80s to low 90s. Yesterday it was about 80, somewhere between 85 and 89 degrees. Very humid because it was raining off and on yesterday. Today they're expecting it to be clearer, although it's a little cloudy off and on this morning. But they expect about 90 degrees today, so it's going to be hot and humid. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to post some additional highlights from our tour today. So today we're going to visit a couple of different areas and neighborhoods of Buenos Aires, including Plaza de Mayo, which is where the presidential palace is located. We're visiting a couple of neighborhoods, including what's the name of that one? Recoleta, where there's a Recoleta cemetery, and then there's also La Boca, which is it's a working class neighborhood. A lot of artisans that live there, selling their crafts. So those are the areas that we're going to be covering today, and I'll post some more later today on our highlights of our city tour. For now, that's it for now, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
A few blocks from our hotel is the Plaza de Mayo, a historic square in the center of the city. It is flanked by the town hall on the west and the presidential palace, the Pink Building, on the east. The Metropolitan Cathedral and the Central Bank of Argentina are also located in the plaza. A waterfront neighborhood lined with brick buildings converted into restaurants and clubs is Puerto Madero. It's a business district by day and a popular social gathering by night. La Boca is a colorful, working-class neighborhood south of the city center. Here we find many local artists selling their crafts. We even ran into a tango dancer willing to teach me a few tango moves.
Hi everyone, it's me, and we're at Recoleta, specifically Recoleta Cemetery. This is a famous cemetery here in Buenos Aires. It consists of over 5,000 mausoleums where the elite of Buenos Aires was born, famous generals, famous people, famous with money, and also including the infamous Eva Peron, or Evita, is also buried here. We'll show you a picture of her mausoleum shortly. Now, the thing is that she wasn't buried in her. She was actually using the mausoleum of her sisters, which her sisters was married to a very rich landowner, and based on that, she was able to get her remains put into his sister's family, sister's husband's family mausoleum. So she didn't have one for her Peron family, but more on her maiden name, based on her maiden name and her side of the family. So anyway, that's it. We're going to take a walk around, show you some of the crypts, and it's kind of eerie, but we'll see what you guys think.
The people still get. Yes, there's still space. But your mausoleum still has space. You can put more coffins inside. But there's no more space
So
to
it's
build
a
new mausoleums.
family mausoleum.
How large of an area is this place?
I don't know exactly in square meters, but it's 5,000 mausoleums.
Wow, okay.
5,000. To do a proper tour of the cemetery, you need minimum 3 hours.
Okay.
Just for you to have an idea. This is just a normal, I would say, ugly, regular mausoleum. Just for you to have an idea, they are usually like this: 2 or 3 shelves, a stair going to an underground level, with more space for coffins. There's actually a coffin over there.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, 20, anyway. As you can see, we're here on a boat. You can see the ocean behind me. And no, we're not actually going to Antarctica at this point. Let me turn it around here, and I'm going to get Mark involved. Hey, Mark. So where are we going today?
Uruguay.
Uruguay. Okay, so we are going to Uruguay today for a day trip. So we are actually on a ferry. The ferry is taking off about 8:30, and it's about a 1 hour ferry trip across the Rio de Plata, which is the widest river in the world, I believe. It's 137 miles across, and it takes about an hour or so to get to the other side of the river, which is Uruguay. So we're going to be spending a few hours there today, visiting a small city called Colonia. It's a small town that we'll spend a few hours before we come back. We have to come back for a 5 o'clock ferry, so we'll probably be getting back to the terminal around 2 or 3 o'clock, because we have to go through customs and immigration both directions. One when we left here in Buenos Aires going to Uruguay, and now we're going to have to do the same thing when you leave Uruguay coming back here to Buenos Aires later tonight. So anyway, that's it for today. A little bit about what we did last night. So last night we went out to a dinner show, which included a 3-course meal plus a tango show. I'm going to post some pictures of that tango show, as well as a couple of videos for you to see of that show. So a little bit of history of the tango. If you guys don't know, the tango originated in I would say in the late 1800s, from what I'm told. Some see people say in the early 1900s, but some see people say 1800s. In any way, it originated in the immigrant neighborhoods, the slums, the red light districts of Buenos Aires, and it was a dance that was developed by the ladies of the evening. So the owners of these brothels wanted to entertain the men while they were waiting for the women, and what they did is they brought in some musicians, and the music, actually the tango music, originated from a mix of different immigrant cultures that came into Buenos Aires. And when that music was being developed, then the prostitutes danced with the men who were waiting for their time with the women. So that's kind of why it's very provocative, very erotic, and that's kind of the origin of the tango. When it became popular in Europe, Europeans downplayed a little bit of the eroticism and made it a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, playful, flirtatious, versus erotic and sexual. But the tango today is a little bit combination of both. So that's the history of tango. You'll see some of those from the show that we saw last night. And then I'll post some additional pictures from our day trip to Uruguay.
The following morning, January 24th, we took a short flight from Buenos Aires to the southernmost part of Argentina, Ushuaia, from where we will be starting our journey to Antarctica. But first, we spent the next 3 days in Ushuaia at the Las Hayas Resort.
Say hi, Mark.
Hi.
Hi. We are at the hotel
Finally.
here in Ushuaia.
During one of our days in Ushuaia, we took a 6-hour catamaran tour across the Beagle Channel where we saw various wildlife. Well, that's the end of episode 1. Again, if you enjoyed this video, click on that like button and let us know what you thought in the comments below.
Here's what's coming up in future episodes of our Antarctic expedition. Again, you will also find links to these episodes in the description below.